Hi, Connie Hamilton here. I wanted to spend a minute and explain to you a process that I call CIFT, Collaboration and Instructional Feedback Teams. It's a process that I use with schools where we can take what we've learned in a group setting or from reading one of the books and bring it into the classroom with real kids, real curriculum, real time, real challenges, and see how we can take what works in a workshop setting and make sure that it translates into the classroom. So, the SIFT process is what I would consider to be intensive professional learning. This isn't about showing off the best thing that you can, it's about looking at your everyday lessons and how we're including things like quality questioning or active engagement. So, the way the SIFT process works is we have one team of teachers that meets several times, and each teacher on the team, it's usually about 6 teachers on the team. Each time we meet, one teacher hosts a lesson. So it's about a half a day per teacher. So at the beginning of our time, we have the host teacher share the lesson. What are the learning targets, success criteria if you have them? Looking at the timing, engagement activities, just some of the intentional decisions that are placed so that we as observers can see the lesson the best we can through the host teacher's eyes. Then at the end of that time period, then I'll ask the host if there's any specific data that would be helpful for us to collect for the host. And sometimes that is looking at student talk, scripting student talk. Sometimes it is keeping track of timing so that we can look at transitions and how time is allocated within the lesson. Sometimes it's things like where does the teacher walk? Like what is the path? Does the teacher stop? How long do they stop at a particular desk or table? So there are all kinds of different data points that we can collect so that we can look through the lesson through a variety of lenses. So after everyone has their data point to collect, then we all go in and watch the lesson. We gather the data and we watch the lesson from start to end, the entire lesson, the launch, the active engagement, and the closure. And usually that is somewhere between 25 minutes and an hour, depending on how much time that you have allocated. And then afterwards, we take a quick bathroom break. Then we all come back, and each individual data collector summarizes their data and prepares for dialogue. And then we begin with the host. We just say, how'd you think the lesson went? And the host shares what they think went well, what they would do differently now that you have the benefit of hindsight. And if needed, or if desired, the classroom teacher will make some requests. Like, I'd really like some more ideas about how to close a lesson when I don't have a lot of time left, or I'm really looking for new ways that I can grab the student's attention in a little faster way, or whatever it may be. And so once the host finishes their reflection, then we go one by one, and each person on the team shares their data just in the form of statistical data, no interpretation of I liked this or I thought that this maybe wasn't the best part. It's just strict data. And then after that, everyone shares glows and grows. What they thought was a strength of the lesson, and then what are some suggestions for growth. So when we think about growth, we think of it in two different ways. First, we come to the SIFT meeting with the mindset that there's no such thing as a perfect lesson and that there's always room for growth and improvement. So, with that mindset, sometimes the growth is, yeah, this part of the lesson didn't go great, and here are some ways that maybe it could be tighter or it could be more rigorous or whatnot. We're looking for actual improvement. Sometimes the growth is just expanding the tools and the strategies that you have. So, this was a great, successful, and effective tool or strategy used in the classroom. And we, as observers and experienced educators, have 3 or 4 other ideas that you could tuck away in your toolbox that you can pull out in the event that what you tried today isn't as successful in another class, another hour, another part of the school year, etc. So that takes about a half a day, about an hour for each session. The pre-brief, when the host shares the lesson, the observation, when we go in and observe it, and the debrief, when we all talk about it. And then, depending on how the school sets up the day, the same team may meet for an entire day and we just switch and a different teacher teaches in the afternoon. Or sometimes the subs move to a different set of 6 teachers and a new team comes in the afternoon. So the commitment for anyone on the team is 6 half days if there are 6 people on the team, but sometimes those half days are turned into 3 full days, or they maintain as 6 half days. We can work it either way. So that's kind of the SIFT in a nutshell. I've provided some examples, samples of how the reflection documents might look so you can get an idea of the tone of the conversation. And then there are also some sample data collection points. We're not limited to these specific areas of data, but it will also just give you an idea of some of the things that we try to gather to support the teacher and just to help look at the lesson through a lens of qualitative and quantitative data. So that's the SIFT process. I'm excited about bringing it to your school, and I'm happy to be available to answer any questions that you might have or any wonderings about the process. So I look forward to talking to you and hearing from you soon. Thanks.